What's up everyone, Adam from FWCI Collector's Edition here, and today I will be reviewing the entire X-Men 97 Marvel Legends Wave 3 plus Rogue plus Mystique. But let's get the business out of the way first. If you want to win yourself a Psylocke and Thanos 2-pack, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, use the hashtag GiveMePsyLocke, and I will put you in the draw for when we hit 1,000 subscribers. Someone's winning Psylocke and Thanos if you want. So let's start with the figure I was most excited to get because I do not have a comic version of this character. It is Cable. I love this character from the cartoon. I just remember him being with the X-Men, but never really with the X-Men, but he kind of looked like he was with them, but he kind of didn't. And he was just a grouchy old prick as well, so what's not to love? He comes with an open hand, and he also comes with a fisted hand to go with his trigger hands that have the up and down hinge. He's all pinless, he's got that really lovely matte cartoon finish to his attire. And, I think they've done a great job with that. Even the straps on the back, how they don't really connect, but they sort of line up. I don't know, I think they've just really gone to town on this figure. The head sculpt in particular really looks great. Like, I love it. Some people have wanted, like, a glowing eye on there. I don't mind. I'm more than happy with this one here. In my opinion, this shit's all over the Marvel vs. Capcom version that we got earlier this year or last year. He comes with both of these guns. You've got the nice big one that he can wield with one hand if you get it balanced properly. And then we've got this gun here, which is probably more my favorite, if I'm being honest. It's a bit more manageable when it comes to posing. And in my eyes, I always see Cable rocking this particular weapon more so than the big old boy that he's got over here. So there's no hinge on the neck, but you do get quite a lot of movement from what you do have. And there's a bit of an ab crunch as well, so you can sort of get him in an action-y kind of pose and still get that head movement to get the chin up so that, you can still see the face. So the articulation on this is actually surprisingly good. So next is the Emma Frost figure from this wave, and I mean, this is a huge step up from the last Emma Frost we had. The last one looked okay, but as soon as you tried to move the arms or the legs or the head, no matter what you were doing with that figure, you had articulation issues right away. And they've kept true to the Emma Frost attire with this one. We've still got the cloak, we've still got the high heels and everything like that. And I won't lie, it's still not ideal. Those feet are doing my head in. Quentin Tarantino's got a lot to say about that later on. But I will say that the articulation on this one is a lot better than it has been in the past. It's nice to see that they've got a thigh cut right there where the top of her boot, stocking, whatever it is that she's wearing is. She does come with two heads. One is more of a stoic, inside head. The other head is outside in the gustery breeze. But the head does pop off, obviously, and so does the cloak. And it gives you Emma Frost looking a little bit porny, I won't lie. So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to use a McFarlane stand to keep her standing up, because these high heels, they suck. There's no way to really get good, stable. I'm getting ahead of myself. More about that in the Quentin Tarantino test. Visually though, this figure looks absolutely amazing. The heads are brilliant. You've got double jointed, pinless, everything as well. Not a great deal of articulation in the body, but the waist has a ton of it. And it's all like hidden articulation, so it kind of, really hides what it can do. So I think that there's actually some good posing opportunities with this figure, as limited as some of the elements of it are. But you're going to need flight stands, or you're going to need some kind of support no matter what you're doing with it, because it is not a great freestanding figure. Moving right along to Jubilee. This is one of the sleeper figures of this wave, I think. I think this really looks good in every possible way. I'm not a huge fan of this outfit for Jubilee. I would have preferred one with the bright pink top underneath and the jean shorts, but this is obviously accurate to the X-Men 97 TV show. But we got these great new effect pieces with the fireworks coming out of her hands. It's a pretty new design to what Marvel Legends usually do, but I hope it's a sign of things to come. I hope we get to see more effect pieces attached to hands, and big ones like this, not just glowing fingers or, a little bit of extra sparkle in the palm. I want to see like big proper ones like this. So the face on this figure looks great. I mean, it's obviously trying to look like the X-Men 97 show, which is a little bit of a different visual aesthetic to other comic X-Men figures. Like, they really do look quite unique. They're scaled in a very unique way as well. So it's nice to get Jubes in the proper team with a proper attire on here. Not a great deal of articulation in the midsection, except for that big massive bit right there in the chest abdomen region. And the jacket does limit things a little bit. I think you can flip it up and it holds. Hang on a second, does it do that? I don't know if that's gonna hold very long, but you know, no. You might be able to make that work, but I do have fun posing this figure. One of the accessories that she comes with that I really enjoy is actually this one right here with the soda cup, which I thought I'd give to Nico Manura, because I guess any woman figure with black hands can hold that cup in that hand. So screw it. Nico, enjoy your smoothie. So moving along to probably my least favorite figure in the wave, it's the plainclothes Logan. We have got pinless arms on this one. I do like the color scheme of it. It's very iconic, that kind of mustardy yellow with the black stripes and everything. It is a new head sculpt for him as well, I believe. It's, you know, in that same kind of more yellowy complexion X-Men 97 style, so that should fit great with the X-Men 97 Wolverine. So on closer inspection, I don't know if it's the exact same head sculpt, but it's pretty close. This, I think, is the unmasked head that came with the X-Men 97 Wave 1 Wolverine. And there is that figure with the head from the plainclothes Logan. So here is Wolverine with the cowboy hat, eye patch. The complexion of that really doesn't match the body though. And one of my favorite head sculpts from the 50 years of Wolverine is this one here with the blue hair that came with the Lady Mandarin Wolverine 2-pack, I think it was. Again, the skin tone doesn't fully match the body, but that's what they look like anyway. This one comes with some playing cards that we've seen before, and what's really interesting about this one, I don't know if these are brand new claws. Hang on, let me get some straight ones. Still got the issue where one claw out of 6 is completely out of line. So I don't really know how to describe these claws, but they're just kind of like one straight line. If I can try and explain that a little bit better. These have got like a little bit of a hook on the end. You know, these are more like a curved sort of blade, dagger, knife kind of shape. You know, these ones, I think these are from a different figure, but these are though like, you know, have that big like hook kind of looking thing at the end. But these ones just seem to be like a straight line that just sort of comes straight out of there. So I'm not the hugest fan of it. They're not overly stable either. Like I say, I've seen a few different Wolverine claws in my time, and I wouldn't say these are my favorite. So while that Logan is a little bit bleh, Rogue, on the other hand, is absolutely not. I love this figure. I missed it on the first run. I didn't buy it because I just bought the retro card Rogue like a month before, and I didn't realize how much difference there was going to be between the X-Men 97 wave and your typical X-Men Marvel Legends wave. So I slept on this one and I missed out, and then I didn't bite the bullet and pick it up on the secondary market for a ridiculous price, and thank God they ended up putting it out as a re-release as well. So I've only just got this one here. What is so weird about these X-Men figures, and if I get a couple of them in here, the yellow that they each have is like completely unique. Like, I don't know if this is something that happened like on purpose to try and differentiate the costumes, but it is uncanny how there is no shade of yellow that matches another shade of yellow in the X-Men team. So the articulation on this figure is great. There's plenty of it in the midsection, which is, you know, nice to see for a character that can fly. We got the same hand with the glove being removed, which I like. I really like that particular effect there. I do wish the jacket was brown and not green, but again, I know that's a choice from the TV show. But the like Disney stylized animated face that they've got for Rogue here is really well done. It really brings this team to life. Like, X-Men 97 was a beautiful visual kind of show, and they're really making that more of a fact with these action figures. So I really love this Rogue. Next, we've got Sunspot. He was the character from X-Men 97 that was like the surrogate version of Jubilee, the, you know, young teenager whose powers are manifesting, that is, you know, been embraced into the Xavier Institute. I liked Sunspot. I liked the way that they incorporated that character's past into the story as the series went on, and he's got a great figure. So the effect piece that comes with him, I think I'm using this right. Is this supposed to just be like summoning some kind of like fire force or something like that? There's no real clear way of where it goes, so I'm guessing that there's like a tiny little bit of like a connection of that yellow part to the red part. So if you get the fingers near there, then you should be able to do something with it. But it's a very curious effect piece. It looks really good. I want to try and see somebody use it exactly the way it should be used. He comes with some open hands. He comes with a fisted hand as well. And he's going to need those fists because there is an effect piece, a fire effect piece that goes over the hand. It's very snug and it's not the easiest to get on, but it does look pretty good. And I'm glad that, you know, they've given Sunspot a little bit of sunshine that can, you know, burn the living hell out of his enemies. It's a wholesome story. Now, there is a lot of articulation on him, obviously. Looks like he's got basically a Spider-Man body on here, heaps in there. You got butterfly joints on him as well, so if you want him to fly and look like crazy good with the flight, get those butterfly joints all the way back, use the neck hinge, and he is gonna make a great flying figure. I would have liked 2 of those effect pieces for the hands instead of this other weird one, because I think he would look great with 2 of them. But we've got what we've got, and I'm pretty impressed with this. I'm sure we'll get more Sunspot in the future as well. Next up is Morph, and this is a figure that I wasn't really thinking what to expect. And obviously I've added the Wolverine claw on there myself because, you know, it's Morph and that's what he does. He comes with a couple of fists, he comes with a couple of open hands as per usual, but he comes with 3 different heads, and so he should because he's Morph. We get Gyric's head. We've got the head you can see on screen right here with the white eyes and the darkness around the eyes. We'll have a closer look at that in a sec. And then we've just got Morph in their regular old face. I really like the shading they've done on this. It's obviously a very simple design, all white face, a little bit of black around the eyes, but it looks great. I wonder if it would match, oh no, maybe not the mouth. I was thinking it could maybe be a Mr. Knight replacement head, but let me know in the comments your thoughts on that, because this figure is great. It's a different kind of body. I think I do still prefer the old Morph with the leather jacket. I've got the VHS version, but all I want is an evil Morph head. Can you please get onto that, Hasbro? I would love evil Morph face. But this figure's very interesting because the X-Men 97 art style is so unique. So they do have to sculpt these figures slightly differently in the same way that they do with the Spider-Verse, and that can get a little bit dicey, and I thought Morph was going to suffer from like more of a complete redesign, but this figure turned out to be great anyway, and I'm glad that I've got a nice updated Morph with the team. And Gyric as well, he's on the team too. And lastly, my favorite figure of this entire little bundle that I got today is Mystique. I love this character, especially from the cartoons. When I think Magneto, I think Mystique on one side, I think Sabretooth on the other side. That is the holy trio of the Brotherhood. And I've been sorely missing a good Mystique in my collection. I did pick up the cel-shaded version with those terrible gummy legs, and I don't know, the cel-shaded stuff never really hit properly with me personally. I would only buy those out of necessity, and so happy that we've got this very blue, very vibrant Mystique figure. Let's have a look at the articulation on it, because they've done a lot with this one. We've got the up and down hinge joints on one of the hands, but left and right hinge joints on the other hand. So I don't know what that's all about. They've hidden the bicep cut in her long sleeve thing that she's wearing, her long glove. Pinless double jointed legs that are not gummy. Look at these things. They are as taut can be. The paint on the belt has been updated quite a bit. That is a nice reflective gold kind of thing now. I believe this is the same head sculpt that they've been using for a while, which is okay, because if it is, it's probably one of the best head sculpts that they had early on. She comes with some open hands as well. She comes with another gun, and interestingly, she comes with a Jean Grey head. I think this is from, what, the Hellfire Club? Is that what that is? And my understanding behind this is that this was an exclusive head that wasn't really ever properly released to the public other than via an exclusive big pack. Maybe the Hellfire Club pack, maybe. And it's a great idea, but I just don't think it looks that good on any of the Jean Greys or Madeline Pryors or any of the X-Men 97 characters. It just doesn't seem to be the right scale, or the skin tone is a little bit off, so it's a great looking head, and I'm really excited to find a figure one day that it looks good on. Because so far I've been looking and I haven't really been too impressed with trying to reuse that piece for something else. So there's no waist articulation and no butterfly joints on this one, but you know, for Mystique, I think that you could still get some pretty good poses out of her, which I'm going to try and do after this video, which you will already be looking at right now. All right, has everybody put their keys in the bowl? Because we've got a big group Tarantino test.
Tarantino test.
If you don't know what's going on here, listen up. This is the part of the video where I talk about the feet of the action figure in particular, because I'm big on posing, and I find when there are bad feet on a figure, it makes it really difficult to do good poses. So I take a moment to look at the feet of each figure and specifically talk about whether or not there's any problems with posing, and I have dubbed this section of the video the Tarantino test. So let's get stuck into it. Let's start with Mystique. Great feet, great ankles, great knees, nice and taut. As I said before, she is an absolute thumbs up on the Tarantino test, which is good to see considering how shithouse the last Mystique was when it came to posing. Morph, nice flat feet, peg holes, nice tight joints in the ankles and knees and hips. Thumbs up from Quentin. Sunspot, exactly the same as Morph. Thumbs up. Rogue, you know that's a thumbs up. Cable, I mean, Jesus Christ, you could eat dinner off of those feet. Thumbs up. Jubes gets a tentative thumbs up. There's nothing inherently wrong with the feet, and the articulation seems to do what it needs to do, but it is old school articulation, and at times it does feel a tiny little bit loose. Cash Logan, yeah, thumbs in the middle. I'm not a huge fan of these cowboy boots either. They're not overly flat, but you know, you can usually get what you want to do from them, but it's a very tentative thumbs up. And the moment you've all been waiting for, Emma Frost. That is a thumbs down from me. I don't like the high heels. I get that they need to have them for stylistic choices, and I respect that and I appreciate that. But these ones are really weird. Like, look at you've got this line down the front. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a seam or something like that. But this appears to be in the neutral position here when you can see the hinge. If you tilt it forward, it closes it off, but that is absolutely not the neutral position. And then if you go all the way back, like, who knows what the hell is going on? She does have really tight leg joints, and the ankles on this are a little bit loose as well. They're not the greatest, but it's definitely a thumbs down from Quentin on this one. Like, I really hope that they can figure out how to do Emma Frost with the heels without making it just a nightmare to get her to stand there in a regular old pose. Never mind trying to have her cloak on or anything like that. Quentin has spoken!
Tarantino test.
But I hope you enjoyed this review of the X-Men 97 wave, plus Rogue, plus Mystique. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. And don't forget, subscribe, and then leave a comment with the hashtag #GiveMePsylocke. And when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be giving away the Psylocke and Thanos 2-pack to one of you! But seriously, get on it. It's going really slow, and I'd really like to get this prize off to someone. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your figs, ta-ta, and farewell.